Hi everybody and welcome back to the Wolf Den Library. My name is Miss Evelyn and today we are going to continue reading The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This is the Junior Classics version that was adapted by Margaret DeKeyser, illustrated by Phil Devine, and published by Bendon, Inc. I hope you enjoy it. Chapter 7. I Am Colin. Mary fell asleep that night looking forward to working in the garden the very next day. But she woke to hear the rain beating against her window. She hated the sound of it, and was too miserable to go back to sleep. Suddenly, she heard another noise. "That isn't the wind," she whispered. "It's that crying I heard before." She must find out what it was. She got out of bed and put on her robe. She took a candle and crept out into the dark hallway. Her heart beat fast as she walked through the halls. The faraway sound called to her. She went down one hallway and then another. She turned to the left. There was a door. And behind it someone was crying. It sounded like a very young someone. She pushed the door open to a large, dark bedroom. A candle burned by the bed. There was a boy in the bed, crying. Mary crept towards him. He was very pale and thin, with huge gray eyes and long dark lashes. He looked at Mary with fear in his eyes. "Who are you? Are you a ghost?" he whispered. "No," Mary answered. "Are you?" "No, I am Colin," he said, still frightened. "Who are you?" "I am Mary Lennox. Mr. Craven is my uncle." "He is my father," said the boy. "Your father?" gasped Mary. "No one told me he had a boy." "Come here," he said. "Where did you come from?" "I came to find out who was crying," Mary answered. "Why were you crying? Why did no one tell me you were here?" "I was crying because my head ached," Colin answered. "I am always sick. If I live, I may be a hunchback, but I won't live. And I won't let people look at me and laugh." "Does your father come and see you?" Mary asked. "He doesn't want to see me." "Why?" "My mother died just after I was born, and it makes him miserable to look at me," Colin said angrily. "If you don't like people to see you, do you want me to go away?" Mary asked. "No," he said. "I want to hear about you. Why you came here, if you like it, and where you lived before." She answered all his questions. She could see that he was very spoiled. He had lots of books and toys, but nothing seemed to amuse him. "Everyone must do what pleases me," he said. "It makes me ill to be angry. Everyone thinks I will die before I grow up. How old are you?" he asked. "I am 10, answered Mary, and then she thought for a moment. "And you must be 10 too, for just after you were born, the garden door was locked and the key was buried, and it has been locked for 10 years. "What garden door was locked? What key?" he demanded. "The garden Mr. Craven hates, but the door is hidden now," Mary answered carefully. She did not want to mention Colin's dead mother. She also wasn't sure that she could trust Colin with her secret. She didn't want him to know that she had already found the garden. Colin liked the idea of a hidden garden. He asked question after question. Mary wanted to change the subject. "Do you think you really won't live?" she asked at last. "I don't suppose I will," he answered calmly. "Everyone says I won't." "Were you crying about that?" Mary asked. "Yes, but let's talk about something else," he said. "Tell me about the garden. I want to see it. I will make the servants take me out to find it." "Oh, no, we must keep it a secret," she cried out. If we can find the door, we'll be able to pretend it's our garden. We can plant seeds and make everything come alive again in the spring." "Is the spring coming?" he said. "What is it like? I've never seen it because I've always been ill." "It's the sun shining and flowers pushing up through the earth," said Mary. "I never had a secret," he said. "I like the idea of keeping the garden a secret." "Maybe," said Mary, "we could find some boy who would push your wheelchair to the garden. I'll tell you what I think it would be like, if we could go into it. It has been shut up so long that things have probably grown into a tangle." He listened while she talked about the roses and the birds that might find there. He even smiled. Then he gave her a surprise. "Do you see that silk curtain on the wall over the fireplace?" he asked. "There's a cord hanging from it. Go pull it." Mary pulled the cord. Behind the curtain was a picture of a very young lady with a laughing face. Her lovely gray eyes were exactly like Colin's unhappy ones. "She is my mother," said Colin. "Sometimes I hate her for dying. If she had lived, I think I would have been healthy, and my father wouldn't have hated to look at me. Close the curtain. I don't like to see her laughing when I am so miserable." Colin asked Mary to visit him every day, and she promised that she would. She felt sorry for him, so she stayed and sang softly for him while he fell asleep. "I found out what the crying was," Mary told Martha the next morning. "It was Colin. I found him." "Oh, Miss Mary," Martha said, half crying. "That shouldn't have done it. That'll get me in trouble. I shall lose my job." "You won't lose your job," said Mary. "He was glad I came. He asked me questions and let me see his mother's picture. I sang him to sleep." "Does that mean to say," cried Martha with wide-open eyes, "that he was nice to thee?" "I think he liked me," said Mary. "What is the matter with him?" "Nobody knows for sure," said Martha. "Mr. Craven wouldn't set eyes on him after Mrs. Craven died. He said the baby would be a hunchback like him." "Is Colin a hunchback?" Mary asked. "He doesn't look like one." "He isn't yet," said Martha. "They think that his back is weak. They never let him walk. Once a great doctor came from London and said there'd been too much medicine and that he was too spoiled." "Do you think he will die?" asked Mary. "Mother says there's no reason why he should live," Martha answered. "He does nothing but lie in bed, and he does get sick easily. He gets no fresh air. He hates being taken outside." "I wonder," Mary said slowly, "if it would help him to go out into a garden." "One of the worst fits he ever had," said Martha, "was when they took him out in the garden." Very soon afterward, Martha was called to Colin's room. She came back looking puzzled. "Well," she said, "the minute the nurse left, Colin said to me, 'Go get Mary Lennox, and don't tell anyone.'" Mary went quickly. "Come in," Colin said. "I've been thinking about you all morning." Mary told Colin about Dickon. "He is Martha's brother," she said. "He is 12 years old. He can charm foxes and squirrels and birds. He and the robin talk to each other in soft chirps. He knows all about eggs and nests, and he knows where foxes and badgers and otters live. Dickon knows about everything that lives on the moor. He's always looking up at the sky to watch birds flying, or looking down to see something growing. He laughs such a big laugh, and his cheeks are as red as cherries." It was the best thing Mary could have done. Talking about Dickon, the moor, and the garden took Colin's mind off of dying. They had such fun talking that they began laughing. No one would have recognized unlovable little Mary and poor sick Colin then. They looked almost like normal children. "Do you know what?" Colin asked. "We are cousins." With all their talking, that is the one thing they had never thought of. They laughed more than ever. In the middle of their fun, the door opened. Mrs. Medlock walked in with the doctor, who was Mr. Craven's brother. Mrs. Medlock was frightened to see Mary there. Dr. Craven was very surprised. "What is this?" demanded Dr. Craven. Mary had once seen a boy in India who was a prince. He wore fine clothes and many jewels. Everybody had to do what he told them to do. Suddenly, Colin reminded Mary very much of that prince. "This is my cousin Mary Lennox," Colin announced. "I like her. She must come and talk to me whenever I send for her. She makes me better. Last night she sang me to sleep." Mrs. Medlock and Dr. Craven were amazed to hear this, but they could see that Colin did look a little better. Still, Dr. Craven warned Colin. He must not forget that he was ill, or that he got tired easily. "I want to forget it," Colin fretted. "She makes me forget it. That is why I want her." Dr. Craven left, completely puzzled. Colin turned to Mary. "Tell me about India," he said. That is where we're going to stop for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.